I think Tesla is about to pull off a mighty publicity stunt with these new vehicles. But the bottom line is, Tesla really does need more affordable vehicles in its vehicle lineup if it wants to help achieve Tesla's mission to help Earth transition to a more sustainable future. And it's been known for quite some time that more affordable models were coming, but we were told just a few weeks ago that it would be Q2 2025 would still be when we'd be put out of our misery from Tesla. So if you're wondering what to expect from Tesla, well, hopefully I've got your expectations covered. Tesla is gearing up to produce Tesla's more affordable electric vehicles, and in particular, we know this will be using the Tesla Model 3/Y's production lines for cost efficiency purposes, for which we'll pick up what an upcoming hybrid of the Model 3/Y as a compact base model has to offer. And when I mention hybrid, I mean it's just a mixture of the Model 3 and the Model Y, and not as the fuel type before you confuse the two. But more importantly, why it makes sense as Tesla's entry into the budget EV market. There's also another juicy nugget which leaked just a few days ago that I'm really keen to discuss. And I'm talking about a curiously interesting long wheelbase Model Y 6-seater, and this being potentially an affordable 6-seater variant and potentially due in late 2025. And not forgetting that I also have this plot twist towards the end of the video that Elon has literally been teasing us without us truly knowing. So if that's got you hyped up, I'd appreciate if you could just like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. So firstly, let's unpack what I expect from this compact Tesla Model 3/Y base model that I mentioned earlier. So this isn't a new platform, but it's actually a clever fusion of the Model 3 sedan and the Model Y crossover. And it's going to be designed to hit the price point of under $30,000, which sounds good so far, right? Now, imagine a vehicle with around 190 to 195 inch length. It's going to blend in the Model 3's 113.8 inch wheelbase with the Model Y's 6.6 inch ground clearance. It's a hatchback style EV, offering practicality of around 15 to 18 cubic feet of cargo space, expandable to 50 cubic feet with the rear seats folded. The powertrain uses a single rear wheel drive motor, probably producing around 200 to 225 horsepower, paired with a 45 to 50 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate battery. That Tesla could quite easily target an EPA range of 260 miles, and that's then going to look at your daily commuters, but not those heavy cross-country road trippers essentially. Acceleration will probably be a modest 6.5 to 7 seconds to 60 miles per hour, and efficiency would then sit around 130 mpge. Remember, the focus here is a Tesla EV, but more compact and more affordable. And stick with me with this theory for the interior too. So the interior, I'd expect it to be stripped down for even more cost savings. We'll talk about textile seats instead of this pleather, maybe a 12-inch touchscreen instead of the 15-inch unit, no wrist screen, no ambient lighting or premium audio, but safety features such as autopilot will be still included as standard, and maybe FSD will only be available via a subscription only model. The target price stateside would then be $26,000 to $29,000 before the now ceding $7,500 US federal tax credit. But whilst it would be still around, maybe it then brings down the cost effective price to $18,500 to $21,500 whilst it's still available. And the reason why this is going to matter, because Tesla then has this Tesla EV offering compared to say the likes of maybe the Chevy Bolt and Nissan Leaf, as it continues just to target the first time EV buyers, these urban families. But the really interesting one for me here that's completely different to that is developing markets like India, because we know that Tesla has recently shown an interest in selling cars within India, for which a lower priced Tesla could fare better than the current lineup. Tesla also just really needs to produce and deliver more cars to help achieve its mission. Okay, now with my critique hat on, can Tesla produce such a vehicle? And truth be said, the answer does actually lie within their recent quarterly report and their current production capacity. Now, those that know Tesla, and for those that don't, Tesla has 4 gigafactories, that being in Fremont, Shanghai, Berlin and Texas, and they actually have a combined install capacity of 2.35 to 2.5 million vehicles per year, I believe, with a projected maximum of nearly 3 million when optimized. Now, in 2024, they produced 1.789 million vehicles, leaving a spare capacity of 560,000 to 760,000 units annually, or 140,000 to 190,000 per quarter. Now, this gap exists because demand somewhat softened since the start of 2024, and we can actually debate the reasons why, but the bottom line is production is effectively underutilized at present. So what does that mean for an affordable Tesla EV? Well, for this hybrid Model 3Y Fusion, it can leverage this spare capacity, utilizing existing Model 3 and Model Y lines with minimum retooling. According to Grok, Giga, Fremont and Shanghai currently produce over 1.5 million Model 3 and Y units annually, and can adjust the stamping dies and assembly for a smaller battery and hatchback design. Plus, there's even been reports recently, commencing as of 30th of June, a Giga Texas shutdown may actually support these initial adaptations. But with no new factories like the once discussed Giga Mexico, Tesla can absorb this production within its current infrastructure, provided that its supply chains, and I'm talking about maybe the 4680 cells in the US and semiconductors worldwide, that all stays stable. This aligns with their goal to actually hit 2.76 million units in 2025, which is going to be a 50% increase of growth over 2023's 1.84 million. So why does this all make sense? Well, for Tesla, for a number of different reasons, including the likes of the Model Y ramp up, must I say, it has seen its market share start to fall. Another reason for this could well be that there is now an expanding portfolio of cheaper EVs starting to hit the market, and this hybrid Tesla compact model will target a new sub $30,000 segment for Tesla, which I understand is expected to actually grow 30% annually through to 2030 as per Bloomberg NEF. So it could add another 200 to 300,000 units yearly, appealing to urban commuters and these smaller families which I mentioned earlier, who really don't need a 350 to 400 mile range EV. Let's not forget, whilst it would be cheaper and compromises will be made, this is still going to be a Tesla that crucially should be FSD capable and have full access to the Tesla supercharger network, and of course have access to Tesla's over-the-air updates to maintain Tesla's edge for years to come. But it also isn't just about a Tesla compact. We've also had reports of another one, or a vehicle that is more family friendly. And what we're referring to here is we've recently seen X posts referring to a long wheelbase Model Y 6-seater. Now this variant could actually extend the Model Y's 113.8 inch wheelbase to 120 to 126 inches, lengthening the vehicle to 195 to 200 inches. As a 6-seater, it would feature a 2x2x2 seating layout with captain's chairs, improving the third row legroom to 34 to 36 inches and cargo space to 18 to 20 cubic feet behind the seats. This still being based on the refreshed Juniper Model Y, it would still retain those new features such as the light bar in the front, the new suspension, but the target for the model is just effectively bigger families that want that affordability but can't quite reach the price point of a new Tesla Model X, but also don't want a compromise of the old third row and the old legacy Tesla Model Y. So it would be more practical. In terms of expectations when it comes to delivery, this isn't quite as simple as a Tesla compact as we've just discussed. Production could instead start late 2025, possibly Q3 to Q4 at Giga Shanghai, where these long wheelbase rumours actually originated from. Apparently, the extended chassis would require new tooling, stamping dies and assembly gigs, explaining the delay past Q2, and the June Texas shutdown might again just lay the groundwork, but the follow-up to that hybrid model, aiming at family buys in China, Europe and Australia, where long wheelbase vehicles are actually pretty popular. So to conclude, and boy, I have been building up to the plot twist, if we see the first affordable Tesla compact vehicle before the end of Q2, imagine this is the vehicle that Tesla delivers unsupervised to its first customer. Just think about it for a second. All Teslas are FSD capable, and imagine the press attention this new affordable Tesla EV would get from this one gesture, the first delivery. It's free advertisement, and Elon did post about it happening on the 28th of June. We just assumed it would be one of the existing models, maybe the Tesla Model Y, I guess. But in reality, the team would be showing what was possible with Tesla's cheapest EV and making everyone aware that every Tesla could achieve this. So I'm saying the expected Tesla Compact, Tesla Model 3 Y Hybrid launches in Q2 2025 still, hopefully, using that 560,000 to 760,000 units of spare capacity to target these budget buyers. The long wheelbase 6-seater Tesla Model Y follows later, leveraging the same lines with added prep, catering to families. This phased approach tests demand and refines production, potentially driving Tesla towards that 3 million mark of units annually. And of course, challenges will remain from the supply chain risks, for example, but capacity would start again, just ultimately start being used up again, all for the benefits of Tesla's mission. So that's what I think, but more importantly, what do you guys think on my take on it all? Let me know in the comment section below, and with any additional thoughts that you may have that maybe I've not considered. If you haven't already done so, do not forget to check out the links in the video description. Again, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. You folks have been great, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.